Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation. In this video you will learn something more about two cities, Winnipeg, Canada and Melbourne, Australia. You will get to know these cities during the year 1913 before the Great World War. First of all, we will be talking about Winnipeg, a city situated in the mid-south of Canada. Secondly, we will discuss Melbourne, a city situated in the mid-south of Australia. Both these cities were a member of the pageant of the empire. They wanted to thrive up against the great nations.
Winnipeg was a booming city, full of self-confidence. It was called Wonderful Winnipeg. With its motto, "Build it and they will come." Most people worked in the grain business. Lots of people came to Winnipeg, but not a lot of them stayed. Most immigrants moved on after spending a little time in the city. The city contained many communities. Interesting is that also the original inhabitants had a place in the city's street view and history.
But what about Melbourne, Australia, another colony of Great Britain? Before 1890, Melbourne was a real boomtown. The economy was flowing and the shops were fully stocked. But then disaster struck. The banks and the shops went bankrupt. Melbourne recovered and 40 years later it flourished once again. They even made a promotion film about marvelous Melbourne. Once they recovered, the people of Melbourne were afraid of the yellow thread. They refused all Asians to work in their factories and they kept the laborers as white as possible. That is also the main reason the people of Melbourne shunned the Aboriginals. The Aboriginals lived separated from the others and weren't treated well.
After Britain had ceased to be the leading industrial nation in the world, Canada and Australia became dominions. They were practically independent but remained part of the empire. The pageant of empire was a celebration of the British Empire, consisting of various parades, speeches, flag salutes and parties. It took place everywhere in the empire in order to encourage patriotism and pride. It would be safe to conclude that both cities, Winnipeg and Melbourne, weren't preparing for the war at all.
I hope you all have learned something more about Winnipeg and Melbourne in the year 1913. Thank you for watching.